appeal for handball by Espinoza. Ted Uncle had a good look at it. We'll see. Well, they're going to have a look at this. The video assistant referee's checking it right now, I'm sure. Well, that's going to be a talking point.
Welcome to Instant Replay presented by Cheez-It. I'm Andrew Wiebe. Charlie Davies with me as always. I'll save you the time, Chuck. Let's go. It's the Decision Day edition and everything is on the line. Are you in the Audi 2021 MLS Cup playoffs or are you out going home early? Well, this first call helped make that decision for the LA Galaxy. Yeah, you got to handle your own business, but I want to take you to the 89th minute of the Sporting Kansas City RSL game. RSL has to win in order to get into the playoffs. It's 0-0. Graham Zusi dinks a ball over the top to Roger Espinoza, who spots a crack in the RSL defense, and it looks like he's about to have a chance on goal. Only no, Charlie. The ball rebounds sort of funny and gets in the hands of David Ochoa. Why did it rebound funny? Well, there was no call on the field by referee Ted Uncle, and there was no review initiated by Eunice Marcacci. At first, I thought, oh, okay, it hit Roger's chest and bounced off, and it got away from him. But on review, once you actually look closely at this, Charlie, you can say what this is. It's a handball, man. It's a handball.
It's a handball. Justin Glad's arm is extended. It makes contact with the ball. It's clear and obvious to me that this is a handball. In my opinion, they missed this one.
And look, on first view, the very first replay I saw, I didn't think this was a handball. But when you see that smoking gun angle, you cannot unsee it. Look at Justin Glad's fingers. Watch the trajectory of the ball. His fingers touch the ball, bend back, and the trajectory changes. Look, I'm just speaking from my opinion, and that opinion changed as I reviewed it more. But in my opinion, that's a handball, and it changed the trajectory of a couple of things. One, Sporting Kansas City could have gone up 1-0. Had they won this match, they would have a CONCACAF Champions League spot and better seeding than the 3 seed they have currently in the playoffs. They would have finished first in the Western Conference with a bye in round 1. That's assuming they win, and had they won, remember, RSL got a stoppage time goal even later on in this match, the LA Galaxy would have been in the playoffs despite their 3-3 draw at home. We know it got checked, but at the very least, I would have liked to see this one reviewed. Okay, Charlie, this one's a little bit more obvious. 6-minute Vancouver hosting the Seattle Sounders. It's a scoreless game. Christian Dahome, yeah, it deflects, but that's going to be a handball for referee Fotis Bazakos, and I'm going to assume it's going to be a handball for you too.
Yeah, let me think for a second. Yeah, handball. The arm is extended away from his body. It makes contact. One of the more straightforward calls for any referee in that position.
Here's a straightforward one. You want to see a red card? Here's Gideon Zelalem in the 21st minute of this NYCFC Philadelphia Union game. Zelalem into this match for Keaton Parks, who wasn't available. Ow! Leon Flock's ankle, extended legs, studs showing, endangers the safety of your opponent. Probably excessive force, too. That's serious foul play, Charlie. It was a yellow on first look from Guido Gonzalez Jr. Good on VAR Chris Pinto for saying, hey, go to the monitor on this one. Gonzalez Jr. does. He sees what I see. Our opinions end up matching. Yes, that is a red card on Gideon Zelalem. And this is a red card on Rudy Camacho as well, Charlie, in this Montreal-Orlando game. Don't worry, we'll get to the offside call in a second, but this is a pretty gruesome challenge.
Yes, Rudy Camacho comes in with excessive force, 1, and 2, endangers the safety of his opponent. Daryl Dike is lucky to escape without serious injury because Rudy Camacho comes in with a straight leg, studs exposed, and is lucky he didn't catch all of Daryl Dike.
Doesn't get the ball, leaves his feet. You said it, excessive force, endangering the safety. That is serious foul play, which you know if you watch this show. And we finished with that Roma Kyoto offside call that had Montreal steaming. 59th minute. This goal would have evened the match on a day in which Montreal needed a win to get into the playoffs. Kyoto heads it in, flag goes up, no goal. Referee Armando Villarreal does not go to the monitor. VAR Carol Ann Chainard does not send him there, and I understand why, Charlie. We talk about this on the show all the time. The initial call sets the process. Once the initial call is offside, there has to be a clear and obvious error, aka we have to have evidence that is abundantly apparent to all of us that it was actually onside. We don't have that evidence. You cannot tell, therefore, by the process, this call stands. No goal. What do you think?
Well, what I do think is that the AR is in fantastic position. He sees the line. He is where he's supposed to be. Now, I would like to see the AR keep their flag down when it is this close. This play is so close. Kyoto could be off or he could be on. But as I see it, if the AR kept his flag down, this goal would have stood because there's not a clear and obvious angle to overturn it.
As it so happens, Pro GM Howard Webb shared his opinion on this one on Twitter.
In the 59th minute of the game, the perfectly positioned assistant referee identified that Rommel Kyoto was in an offside position as the ball was crossed to him before he headed it into goal, and therefore the goal was disallowed. The VAR checked the footage and confirmed that no clear and obvious error had been made. Post-game analysis of the footage shows that Kyoto was slightly ahead of the offside line, and the disallowing of the goal was the correct decision.
All right, that's it from us. We'll be back for every single match of the Audi 2021 MLS Cup playoffs. It's going to be a blast, Charlie. Let's see what happens. If you have a take, hit us up on Twitter. Big thanks to our editor, Phil Ivanko, and our producer, Rich Hernandez. For Charlie Davies, I'm Andrew Wiebe. We'll see you next time.